Hey guys, welcome to Cover to Cover.
Welcome.
I'm David,
I'm Wendell.
and here today we're here to talk about why we started this channel, why we started this journey.
Yes. Yeah, we kind of just wanted to share our hearts with you guys and let you know kind of what our purpose is for the channel and what direction we plan on heading with the channel.
So one of the things that we were doing ourselves was we would talk on the phone a lot, and we would talk about Bible scripture, right? And
Yep.
many nights we would, go over certain things in the Bible, like just talking about it.
Yeah.
And so we had heard about The Chosen, and people loved The Chosen. So we had never seen it before. And so the purpose for this channel was to take those conversations that we were already having
Mm-hmm.
and put them on film. And so that was the basis for why we started the channel, was to put the conversation on YouTube.
Right. I mean, we was already doing it. I mean, we'd be on the phone for hours just talking about the Bible, and we really wanted to include others in that conversation without, like, in a formal setting, like, at a church or at a devotion or a Bible study or something like that. Like, I think we actually had the conversation about just two regular guys that talks about the Bible and that loves the Lord, that doesn't mind sharing their opinions and thoughts with the viewing audience, and hoping that we could actually learn from the experience. And if we could help somebody learn from our experience, then fantastic. That was great too.
Now we are not ministers. We're not ordained ministers.
Yep.
We're not denominational, so I don't get into that whole thing. And the things that we're trying to do is The Chosen was such a popular Bible-based television show that we thought it would be a great platform to maybe use some Bible that they were portraying in the show as like a launch point for the conversation about the Bible. And that's the conversations about the Bible are what this channel's about.
I mean, like, they're doing a show about the Bible. So we was like, well, that's fantastic. That's what we want to talk about anyways. So let's start there and then move forward. So that's why we don't really use like the whole episodes. And I figured it gave us all some common ground, because you can watch The Chosen right from your home. You can read the Bible right from your home. I can do the same. And then we can start a conversation between each other.
And we're new at it, and we hit a lot of bumps, but we've come a long way.
Yeah.
I wanted to really talk about who we are as far as our thought process, how we process information and come up with ideas, and even how we look at things.
Just as individuals.
Because we don't always process information the same way. For me, I'm a research guy. I'm a factual, historical, try to learn as much like book knowledge kind of side of things as I can. And those things make sense to me on a real level. Like they hit me like there's a period at the end of a sentence.
Right.
Everyone's not wired that way, and I understand that. But people who are wired differently than I am, I admire, because I'm missing that. Like,
right.
They use a different thought process or a different method to get to their finality. That I admire that, because I don't have that.
Yeah.
Right. And the guy sitting next to me is one of those people. And so where I am like very analytically, 2 + 2 needs to always, I'm very much like Matthew. 2 + 2 needs to equal 4.
Yeah.
He's not exactly that way. And so when we talk, the value of the conversation means a lot to me, because he's adding perspective to my 2 + 2. Now it's not 2 + 2, it's 2A + 2. So he's adding variables that I haven't added before.
Yeah. So just a little bit about me, myself. I was raised in church, been around it my entire life. I'm not a scholar. I have not been to college for this. It's nothing like that. Any knowledge that I have is either from church itself, reading the Bible myself, studying, prayer, all these things encompassed. I think with just in life, also in Christianity, we can get so one-sided on one thing that we're missing the balance, and the balance is kind of where the meat of it is. Like, yeah, I could pray all day and that would be fantastic, but I'm not going to help very many people, because I'm always going to be in my one little box talking to me and God. So it takes prayer, it takes Bible, it takes knowledge. I know I've read the Bible and not had a clue what I was reading. I just read it, because if you get it in, you can't get it out of you if you can't get it in you. So I was like, I just need to get this information in me, and then something happens the next day and God's like, pow, there you go. And you're like, oh my God, it just hit me. Like, I understand it. Like, I'm very different natured than Dave is. I'm more emotional. I'm very, very empathetic for other people. I have a keen ability to put myself in someone else's shoes. And I think that's my greatest gift, because I can look at somebody that I'm not in their lifestyle and I can feel their emotions. Like, it's weird. And so that's kind of how I work. I'm more I like information and I like knowledge, but I'm more about feelings and emotions, and more about what could this mean. I'm kind of like the big picture guy, and he's kind of like the focal point guy, the focus in on this thing like real hard. So it kind of works for us, because he's like this vast of knowledge, and then I can add ideas. And then he's like, okay, well, this is how we could implement those ideas. The implementing, because I know I've came with ideas before, and it was like, well, what do we do about this? What do we do about that? I don't know, bro. I just got the idea. That's all. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a true story.
That is a fact. We have actually had that conversation. So, and I was just like, well, hey, it is what it is. But like, that's just the way our brains are different. And we know. I heard somebody say one time, no matter how you feel or look at things, you only represent 2% of the population. So 2% of the entire world thinks like you. 2% of the entire world thinks like me. And so we need each other to come together and make a whole out of this thing. I think there's great people on many different sides of denomination. We don't claim a denomination. I'm just a Bible believing Christian. That's where I'm at with it. So anyways, we figured we would share who we was just a little bit. Maybe it would help you gain some insight on why we're doing what we're doing.
If you enjoy the content that we're doing, we hope that you'll stick around for this journey.
Hope you enjoyed something. Hope you learned something. If you have something to share, drop it in the comments. We'll read it. We'll try to respond to everybody that we see. We try to make it a point to do that. So, and
conversations is what this channel's about.
That's what it's all love it. So don't feel bad about sharing your opinion, even if it's different than ours. I think that's what the world needs right now, is different.
Yes. Get used to different.
Get used to different. Yeah. I mean, like, we need to come together and find some common ground, and then we can kind of venture out and say, okay, well, I believe this way. Okay, well, I believe a little this way. You could be completely right. I could also be completely right. What's good for you may not be good for me, and vice versa. So that's why we want to have the conversation. We if we can help you, fantastic. If you can learn something, great. If you can teach us something, even better.
Always willing to learn.
Yeah. So don't feel like you're going to offend us. You're not. I'm very hard to offend. I feel like he is too.
I am.
So I mean, I'm going to joke and cut up more than anything about everything. So even somebody saying they don't like my shirt or whatever, it don't bother me.
I don't like your shirt.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not going to eternity with us.
So anyway, guys, we hope you stick around. We love you guys, and that's from the heart.
For real. Love you guys.
See you guys next week.
Peace.